Alright, so this is going to be a video that explains a bit of the Joker 10, maybe some other stuff as well. I should point out, anytime I do these sort of videos, I tend to do them on the fly, and you'll understand as you see more and more of them. Anytime you watch one of these videos, this is for the offense by the way, anytime you watch one of these videos, understand that I encourage you to watch the whole thing, because you will pick up some points here and there. And if I'm repeating something and that's boring you, it's because maybe you understand the concept. But if I'm repeating it, still engage with the content to make sure that you are getting the full picture. The other thing is that at any point you can pause this and just come back to it later. Right? So there's no reason to be put off by a large size. If it's a 30-minute video, you can break it down in 6 sessions, 5 minutes. That's easily done. Right, so don't be put off by the size of any of these videos. Just pause, come back another time, so on and so forth. So the first thing we need to talk about is, why is it called Joker 10, I guess. Joker is just a random word. Right? We can call it anything we want. This concept was called Oregon in the past, for those that were in... No, there was none of you there. But the word Joker, what I'm doing with the word is I'm indicating that our combination routes, which are these things, right, will all happen between the backside slot and the front side Z. So we'll look for the word stick here. We can find it. Yeah, right here. So this is stick on the top. You'll be able to see the mouse. So that's stick. So when we call Joker stick, right, what I'm saying is that this receiver here and this receiver here are doing that combination. And you can loosely translate that the Joker means that we're going to have a slant from the back side and the front side is going to be a V route. Okay, so anytime we say Joker, the back side has a slant and he's reading these three defenders, but is working to get inside release on this defender. So you'll have to read him as well. And then the backside slot and the Z are, let me bring this back up, running one of these combinations. Okay? So if I called, for instance, and I'm not saying that we're going to do this, but I called Joker fast. So we were a team for a long, long time, and all our receivers and quarterbacks learned all of these, and then we have different blocking schemes with different timings. And I called Joker fast. What that would mean, let me get this out of the screen, drawing tool, is that the backside guy would do a slant, the front side slot would do a V, and then this slot would do basically a drag, and then the Z would do a slant, right, or a version of it. So fast, that's, I don't know if that's on screen or not. Fast. Alright, that right there. Now typically, the other thing that will happen is if we did something like that, and so say we called, so this is a 2 route on this side. Alright, it's an out. If you look at our passing tree, right here, it's just popped up on the screen out of Magic. So it's a 2 route is what we're talking about. And the 2 route goes to the sideline. So if we just called the 2 instead of the stick here, the Joker, the 2 is actually going outside. So the other thing you need to know is that we're always working towards this sideline, the play side, not always the right, but the play side, which is away from the running back, which is important. And we'll talk about that and how that kind of hurt us on the scrimmages that we did, where we had the running back on the front side of the play. But yeah, so it's this guy, that guy. That's the Joker component. The 10 is we have 1 running back and 0 tight ends. So that's a 10 formation. So the play is Joker, or the concept, right? I will say the concept is better. And then the formation is 10. So really it is 10 Joker. So we go out in the field and we'd say 10 Joker. Right? The other thing that we indicate by the word joker is that it is a run past option pre-snap. Right? RPOs are normally post-snap, but it's the same thing, read pass option. We're making a choice whether we're going to run or pass the ball, but it's pre-snap, so it's audibles. Right? But it's not. We can just get rid of that and say audibles. Right? So it's an audible play. It is a play where we're going up to the line with the intention of calling an audible to whatever suits us the most. Right? Anyway, so 10. So if we had a different formation, which we do, and there is a fullback there and a tight end here, then that would be called 21 because 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Right? 1, 2, and then 1. And if you go to this concepts, this systems document, which I might set up with this video, you'll see that the different words are attached to those. So if we were in a 10 offense, some teams call it spread. The reason why it's called flush is because that's the way that the Outback team called it, and all this was kind of set up so it'd be easier for you to go into the Outback team. Some of that terminology is kind of changed in the end, right? And then we have straight, right? So 21 would be a straight formation. And the way that we adjust the running backs and the people that are around is by calling these things. So we'd be straight pro, right? And then near and far is dependent on where the fullback is, or the person that we decide, right? So we could argue that this, not argue, but I'd say that this, if the fullback was to the right, okay, would be 21 straight pro near. Right? The fact is, because it's split pro, we don't really need to say near because it's just a running back on both sides, right? So we would go straight pro because it's 21 formation. All right, let me drop that document. So if we have joker 21, which we will have, right, it'll be a concept of which we are intending to go up to the line of scrimmage and call an audible based on a series of different plays. We might just change the word so it's not the exact same. So there's a different. Actually, it was going to be called Harley, our 21 series. So that'll be. It's called Harley. I can tell you that. It used to be based out of a straight alignment, like an I alignment, but now it's going to. And that was why we were installing the triple options to see kind of how you guys work in that offense. Not all of us are under center. We're very good at it or had practice, so we're not going to do that, though there are advantages to doing things under center. Quarterback keep is one of them, and so we're not doing that. So the formation that I drew up with the fullback in split, in pro split, is the 21 formation. We'll get to that at another time. This video never actually should have included that information. I'm sorry for wasting your time with that. So what we're going to do is go over 10 joker 10, and the plays that you have installed already, right? Or we've done a little bit of, and I'm going to go through them bit by bit and then explain a lot more of the details that you definitely would have missed because it's hard to pick up all of the details, right? So the first thing is we have a play side. The play side is away from the running back. The reason why the play side is away from the running back is because built into our joker series is a speed option. Now, what the defense has to do when we motion, right, is they have to respect that motion in some way, shape, or form. So they will do different things. And we put the running back away from the play direction because it is advantageous when they do certain things. So in this formation here, we move the Y to the right. This formation is one of several things. It could be cover 2. Right? It could be cover 4. Some people call 8. It could be a cover 8, which you don't need to know about. It could be cover 2-man. Right? And it could be cover 1. It could be everything that they're just disguising it. But if they're not really disguising things, it's probably going to be one of these plays. And the way that they will adjust from this sort of play, where it's going to be 2 safeties high, is normally they'll push these 2 linebackers over, and then this linebacker will kind of sit here. So you'll notice a few things. Right? The first is, and game days they'll start keeping a guy wide here, which becomes a little bit, which means we go midline. right? But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that. So this means there's a few things, and a few things that are probably going to be. So a few things that are here, right, is we have the inside release, potential inside release, right there. We have one less defender on this side. We have no immediate defender as the second man in the option. Okay, so it means we potentially have the speed advantage to the outside. Okay, but they've left that safety. Right. So potentially, we have a few things that we can do. One, right, we potentially have this. Right, that is the most obvious play, or the obvious area for getting the ball, is that inside release between the safeties. The other thing is the outside shoulder of this fade. So they should kind of always be there. Now, there are a few things that take this away. Right? One is the tamper 2 coverage. That'll bring the Mike linebacker into an inside release in between that. It should still be an outside shoulder throw to this receiver, right? So that'll kind of always be there, unless the corner goes with him. Now, if the corner goes with him and the safety also goes with him, then we have the outside breaking route that is open. And the person who would be the only other person to defend that is this linebacker here, right, in a cover 3 type situation. So it's entirely possible that they're dropping into cover 3 as well. It'll probably be the corner that stays. In fact, it would likely, that could happen, right? But in this sort of situation to the trip side, it would likely be like that, right? And if that's the case, right, we have this inside breaking route here, and then we also have the backside post that's happening, right? So there should be that channel as the last part of that read. So, against this formation, the reads happen like this. Number one, this space right here. I don't know why I did that little T-shape. Number one. So we're looking immediately for inside breaking route. So if you've got a H, you need to work as an inside breaking route. You'll see, you won't get to see it because I'm not going to show you all the videos. But sometimes our H is just kind of coming in because that was the confusion about the bouncing of the play. We'll get to that when we get to that. Let's get rid of this thing. So we have that inside breaking route that is available against this cover. So it's first read here. Second read is the corner, number 2. And we're reading for him. So the first read is this guy, does he go inside or outside of the H? Or if this linebacker is going inside or outside of the H. So is that immediate throw taken away? Okay? This sort of formation, I'll be looking at the inside receivers as inside defender as the first read. I'm looking at him. Because this guy should be getting himself to the outside if they've aligned like that. Number 2 read is the corner. What is he doing? Is he dropping back or is he staying in the flat? If he's staying in the flat, then we look up to the fade. We see what the safety is doing. If the safety is pushing to the outside and deep, we can't really throw that. If we do, we have to throw it to the outside shoulder. If he's pushing up flat like that, which a lot of our defenders were doing on the weekend, right, then the fade is still open, right? We've got momentum going this way versus momentum going that way. It's going to be very hard for this guy to stop and then just come back and somehow make the play on that. But if he's pushing deep like that, right, then our eyes then go like that. And we end up in this space. Is the H now free? Right, or is someone with him? If someone is with him, it's probably that safety. So we want to scan for the nearest defender there. If there's no one there, throw the ball. See what happens. Right? Now, if you've already seen this safety bail all the way over there, then the space can be on the outside shoulder of the H. Now, if all that is busy, right, so potentially they call cover 8, which is this. Right, if they do that, then the only available route, okay, is the X. Well, in between the seams of this coverage, there's opportunity to throw the ball. But then we have the X, and the X is reading the backside 3 guys. Right? The first thing he's doing is finding out where this guy is going. odds are he is moving a little bit to the inside and he's not really attacking the route. If he is attacking underneath your route, okay, just work up to the safety level, get your eyes, also get deeper to the safety level, get your eyes to the safety and find out what he's doing. If he's going that way, right, skinny up, so that means go more vertical instead of horizontal. So you become more of a skinny post up here. You always want the inside release here, by the way. If he's heading to the outside still, then you want to get underneath him and you are wide, wide open, right? Unless, of course, he pushes to the outside and then you see this guy running up. Now, if it's tamper 2, he should be running with a H. All right, that's his read. All right, and you're giving that read away, which means you are behind everything. I'll do that wrong. Underneath him and up, and then work upfield. That means you should be open. The corner is just on your tail. If we only throw the ball, it might be an interception, but if you throw it properly, you're in the clear. Now, this only works if the offensive lineman block. So, I'll show you this. So this is how we number down our offensive line. This kind of equates to how we block. So essentially we need to call a mic and then plus or minus from him. And the mic is essentially who we're going to combo off. The other thing that we'll do is we'll kind of always call big on big, Bob, and then we'll have a Rip or Liz call, right? And that Rip and Liz call determines where the running back will block. Now when we have 2 running backs, Liz goes to the left running back, Rip goes to the right running back. So, pre-snap, they won't look like this. So, our read right now looks a little bit difficult. So, who we call the 0 and who we don't might be a little bit tricky. So, pre-snap, it'll look like, well, this linebacker right there in the middle, Mike, or the Sam, he would probably have been in the middle before the motion, and this guy would have been over to the left. So we probably would have called him as the mic, right, as the 0. And then we call 1, and then this guy is 1, this guy would have been 2, this guy would have been 2, this guy would have been 3, this guy would have been 4 initially. He would have been outside the box over here. But now he's moved into the box, right? Now, if he moves into the box and he doesn't go with that receiver, then it adds a person, but it doesn't really change what we're doing so much. But what we can do to make life easier is we call Liz. So, big on big means we go big on big over here. We call this guy as a 0. So these 2 linemen are now blocking that nose tackle, and they have their eyes on that linebacker. So if he shoots across this way, then the center will pick him up. If he comes down this way, then the guard will pick him up. And they don't ever just let go, right? The idea is the guy on the backside will push the other lineman out of the way because you have 4 eyes on this linebacker. So you both know the direction he's coming. So you'll push across so you're more square up on that DN, blocking him, and that will push the guard over to the linebacker, right? Because it's 11 man, this will be way more congested, so life will be easier than what I've been seeing that has been happening in those drills. And then we call Liz, right? Which means the running back will go through his motion. He'll probably end up sitting here and then shuffle backside and cover there, right? But either way, you can come up and then put your eyes on this. Now the quarterback can adjust things here, right? If you think this guy is a threat, and he thinks that this is just easier just to get the running back to have his eyes on him, which may or may not be, especially because the angle that this guy is coming at. The center now has to look this way, and the guard has to look all the way back there. Depends on where he lines up. The reality is he'll probably be lined up right there. Okay, we'll probably have a linebacker here and a linebacker there. So, life will be easier than what it is with dude looking over here. Because we can call rip, 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 rip. And then we change the number of the 0. So if this guy's number is 55 and this guy's number is 57, right? We can call 55 the mic, 55 is the mic, which now changes where these 2 linemen's eyes go. They now now go to 55. And then we call 57 rip, which means the running back is now blocking on the right, and he's going to block 57. All right, so it becomes a little bit like man blocking for this little triangle. We're not calling this. There's different. This used to be called delta. All right, it was a delta blocking scheme. Anyway, that's our base, and that can change with the way that our offensive linemen coaches adjust the way our pass blocking is done. Because, like I said, we want to get the puzzle pieces together and see what works with us. Now that leaves this guy. Now say he blitzes, right? That is not anyone's business inside this seven-man box, other than the quarterbacks. You need to see that he's blitzing, right, and throw hot off it. So you should know that these 6 are blocked, and that your first priority now, is the hot read, is the non-blitzing linebacker, or the potentially blitzing linebacker. The hot read is the blitzer, right? So if he blitzes, you now have a hot read that you got to throw that ball to the space that he's now vacating. So that's how we deal with the extra man that's blitzing. So if they blitz 7 and we only have 6 to block, we have to throw to the uncovered receiver. Right? Or the potentially uncovered for a short period of time. Right? Now they can call it just call man. Kind of just, I don't know why that, but anyway. And then blitz all these people. That can happen, right? And then that means you need to find the guy with the best leverage and throw the balls to them. So there will be times where they just really send everyone, right? And you got to step up into the pocket and get rid of the ball as fast as you can. Yeah, so they have 2 people in one go. So we'll go with the blocking scheme. Whoa, we can go to a different play now, can't we? Because we haven't. Yeah, so that was the stick play. So we've done stick now. Check that off. All right, sorry, press the wrong button there. All right, so stick is done. I have a list down here. I'm just gonna cross that off. A little bit about passing. Right, so now this Y is now gone. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the other side of the field. This is why it's important that the running back stays on the backside. Okay, because now we have a potential numbers advantage over here. Normally this linebacker would be here, like I mentioned, so he'd be a little bit far removed from the play. Now it is an option play, so the first fender outside the tackle, right, we want to leave unblocked. Because that's a hard block to make. That's a long reach block. And if we find we can, then then maybe we'll get to that. So this is the stretch play, which we're not running. Everyone play side blocks. This can potentially be a barrier block, right? And then we rip everyone. That's a stretch play, right? That's a common play across the world. But that's hard to block. So we're not doing it. But we might get there. So what we do is we basically pin and pull. So we want to leave this man unblocked. So we're running the option play now, right? We're going to leave that man unblocked. Pin the guy who is to my backside. So here we have 3 backside blocks. Right? Down blocks. Boom, boom, boom. These 2 offensive linemen don't have anyone to their backside. So they're now going to pull. Right? And we can change the type of pull as we go. Now, if there's a few things that will happen. So we just pull here and we go up through the center, right? We're going to block the next defender behind us. Now the way that we can make this really easy on you is you need to think in combination. So now that it's 11 man for you, it does actually become easier. You think, this is my combination here, this is my combination here, and this is one-on-one. So after you pull, and we know this guy's number 55, and you know what his face looks like and his number, go find that guy and block him. You know this is 57? Get up, find that guy and block him. right? Now this isn't perfectly ideal for the speed option because that safety is there. But we will get yards up. So we leave this guy undefended. Unblocked, sorry. Pin, pull. Pin, pull. Pin, and then you can release if you want. And that's why the offensive line needs to know its speed option to that side, right? And when we can, because, you know, potentially it might be a good idea to speed option to this side, we can have a bounce call, right? But anyway. Now, if this offensive lineman squeezes down, boom, right, and that kind of blows up the pull, technically this quarterback will probably be able to bounce away and have no significant issue there. But if he's coming towards the quarterback, he needs to pitch the ball, which means it now goes to the running back, right? We'd expect that our running back is a better athlete than this linebacker. Right, so he has a few steps more this way at the beginning, but he may or may not know where he's going. You should be able to outpace him. This guy is coming down from 10 yards. This guy needs to be blocked. We get an inside release, and then we can do the RPO type of stuff. And then it's a foot race. Right, so technically we don't want that guy to play for the speed option, right? So he becomes a little bit of an issue. And we'll explain why it's better to do the speed option couple of 11 in a second, because that guy actually won't be there. Right, so what we want is one-on-one versus him. That's okay. Okay? If there is an extra person there, we don't want to deal with it. I'm just going through the plays first before we go through where it is best suited. So that's the speed option. It's best suited versus cover 11, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then we have the 18 option. Right? The 18 option is the 8. That's the 8 gap over here, by the way. Where the running back comes up, right, blocks the end, or knee color, right, and then everyone else does the exact same thing. Pin if there's a backside guy, and then pull, and then find the number that we need to deal with. This is a brute force play, right? Man on man, pick who you're blocking, have everyone blocked, and then we have an additional person running back there, right, which becomes the quarterback. So we look at this, we're outnumbered, so on the right. So the defense is outnumbered. So we can block everyone. So if the running back, the actual person best suited to deal with this end is the running back. So if you can try to, what's called barrier block, backside zone block. So you're going to actually attack this guy, push his inside numbers, and then release up to the linebacker. Right? That will be the most difficult block in this whole thing. The running back then needs to go up as if he has the ball and then take the outside of this D end. You can cut blocking, that's fine. In the game, right? Anyway, pin, pull, backside, which is him. So he's taken out. He's kind of taken out, but not really. He's taken out. He's taken out. He's taken out. Then we have 3 on this side, right? We just block, right? Block. And then if these guys get blocked, every single person is blocked, quarterback should have free run all the way up the field. So, beneficial play to run the 18 lead is versus 2 safeties where they've left 2 linebackers in the box. That is fine for us. That is a beneficial play. This blocking scheme may change where we find it is easier for the H to block down on the end, or if it's easier for the Y to block down on the end. Alright, so we will change that as we go. So that's one of the reasons why this as a playbook isn't out yet, because we need to decide who is going to make that block, who is the most capable person to make that block. Now, if the Y or the H makes that block on this end, okay, this guy needs to play side zone up to the linebacker, and running back needs to find the safety, right? That's how that happened. So now we have the 24 zone, 26 zone. So 24 is this gap right here, right? Pin, pull, pin, pin. This will actually be a kick out block. We'll have a call for that, kick out, and then we run up to the 24. 24. The read for the 24, yeah, we'll keep it as that guy, just to make it consistent. And then we have the option read, which is if he shoots down inside here, quarterback keeps the ball. If he comes to quarterback, running back keeps the ball. Right? And the whole point of that play, the 24, is to keep the linebackers in the box. That's the point of that. If we can keep these guys in the box, the 18 opens up and the option opens up. Right? So the fact that we weren't calling the 24 a lot is a problem. That needs to be a staple, successful play for our offense, is to run through there. We can change things a little bit, right? There is a play that we have in the back of the playbook, which is this. Right? All that scribble, that means it's a quarterback, it's an option play, and it's a quarterback sneak through the inside. Alright, so instead of the 24 is actually a block, and we read this guy, right? If he looks like he is going into this gap right here. Actually, no, it won't. This is straight up. This isn't a read. My bad. That's not a read play. I remember that play. So that's the 18 and the 24. 26 is we're running to the outside. And that's basically a read for the running back. Right? That's why it's 24-26. So if this guy stunts to the inside, right, we need to just pick him up and we run to the outside. That is actually beneficial for us. So the running back, you are reading these two gaps and you go to wherever the space is. You are there to make yards, right? If the end shoots in, quarterback keeps the ball. Right? Different formation. Let's do it live. Oh, I made a mistake there. So you can see the magic of magic. Instead of it just appearing on the screen, you can see that. Actually, it's going to have the different D-line fronts as well. And you know what I didn't mention was this. So I put the corner on the inside there, anticipating that he will go into inside leverage when this guy motions. Anyway. Magic. So this is now cover 11, or cover 3, or cover 0. That could be blitzing a lot of people here. Cover 10. It could still be cover 4. It could be all the other coverages. But when we see one safety, we tend to think cover 1 and cover 3. Cover 1 is a man coverage. They'll have a low zone and a high zone, and everyone else is manned up. So, pre-snap, they'll look like this. So if the Y was over there, pre-snap, they look like this. Inside release, not really option. Outside release here, kind of an option. Slant, nah, not really. And the drag, probably not an option. So when they go cover 11, we're definitely going to motion. Now, if they are in cover 11, so that's man coverage, this guy is going to go over to the right. Now, hopefully, it's painfully obvious, which it wasn't in the past, that the best possible play to call, and it is cover 11, there is one safety, is the speed option. Because the linebacker is here, there's only one guy to the outside of the tackle. Well, there's two. There's a corner as well, but we have a blocker there for him. So, what do? We pin and pull. Right? These guys are the guys that are getting blocked. We pin and pull. He's getting blocked. He's getting blocked. He's getting blocked. He's getting blocked. Backside block there. He's getting blocked. Speed option. Right up the sideline. Go score a touchdown. Now, this is the reason why these plays are in a combination. If the defense thinks, you know what, we're sick of that speed option because it's working, hopefully, they might move this linebacker over to the outside. Now the speed option ain't that great, but we have a play that is a little bit better. Well, that will work a little bit better, right? And hopefully it's already in your head, and that is it's back to the 24. So if you remember before, I spoke about the 24 is to keep these two linebackers in the box. Now we have an easy block here, an easy block there with the kick out. We have the pull, which will deal with him. Easy block here, and this guy is now far away from the play, right? Which means the running back has a better time coming through here. Block, block. Now you're thinking, well, hang on a second. Now these guys have been creeping up to the inside, right? They'll probably make a tackle. Well, if that's the case and we're noticing that these guys are creeping up to the inside, then we have a lovely little play called joke stick that can deal with that. Throw the ball right here. We can throw the ball right there. We get that one-on-one. Right? If he shoots up, gets greedy, shoots up for the out route. Like this stick combination is good versus me, right? So if we have a better athlete right here, then he's open. If we have a better athlete right here, then he's open. Okay? Yeah. Pass blocking, it's basically the exact same as what I mentioned before, 6 in the box. Technically, when I was talking about pass blocking before, right, it should be 5-on-5. If there's 2 safeties, it should be 5-on-5 in the box. And we should be able to call Mike, and everyone's blocked. We shouldn't have to call Rip or Liz. When there's 11, right, there's only 1 safety. That means there is a potential blocker, so we do need to call Rip or Liz. This linebacker should be lined up. I don't know what's happened here. Alright, so the linebacker should be lined up here. So we can call 0 to the left, and then Rip, alright, which means we're blocking him. Rip 57, if that was 57. Now the fact is, once that linebacker is more into the box, okay, that means we're probably going to run speed option. When the linebacker is more outside of the box, right, there is an opportunity to run the ball, so we'll probably be running the ball, so we don't really need to worry about this guy here. Now, if there will be a point where in this video you're like, oh, what if they do this? What if they do that? What if they do this? What if they do that? And they get, in terms of people like the safety, what if the safety just comes up, right? We just run our plays, right? Which is, this guy goes up and we throw the ball. So we are, or this guy, the slant, actually, that's just money right here. We always look for where the defense is now moving out of position. So if they're moving people in a different spot, it means they are vacating that the spot that we're expecting them to take. And if they are vacating that spot, the idea is, right, we have people going to all those spaces. The only thing is this right here. Well, actually, we have a play for that, speed option. So we have pretty much every space covered except for right here, which we actually do because there is a read for the dig. So I didn't mention that the dig with the X. So if we have this linebacker pushing out and this safety is kind of staying here, and we flatten out and then we get the route in between these linebackers. Right, we want to throw that ball there, and you continue going across until you're in between these linebackers. Right, so there is a passing place here, and there's a passing place there. So that's the other part for the X. What the other thing that he's reading. So, I may or may not have lost the plot here with a few things. And this is there's probably a lot to digest in this little bit, but, so I'm not going to stop. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm not going to stop. There's other things to talk about. All right, so just for now, we call bounce, bounce, bounce means flip the play. Right? What flip the play means is the play side is now that way. Now, if the play side is that way and we're not doing any of the motions, right, then we how do I put this? then the cause, this is going to be tricky to explain. So if 1 was speed option, right? Say that was our thing. This was 1 was speed option. And then we bounce the play, then 1 is speed option going that way. Right? And then all the rules need to flip for the lineman. Right? So that they need to know they can't be told a different number. Right? They need to be known. And I understand with calling 18 instead, because it's essentially the same blocking scheme. But the difference between 18, right, and the lead and the speed option is what's happening to this guy. Right, so I guess it will still kind of work, because in the 18 he will engage him, which means we need to pitch off someone else. There's absolutely no reason to run at that. Anyway, that is why I'm saying there's no reason to run at that, is because the running back should be away from the motion, right? We shouldn't be just moving the running back around willy-nilly. You'll find here is that play. Right, so if we go here, I'm going to go through this play as just one example. So we have the motion. This is where we want the ball to be snapped, like when the running back is about here. I understand this guy's offside and so on and so forth. Right. But if this running back was to the left, look at this safety coming over there. We have the speed option. We are making life hard. You need to block him by not having the running back here. Like the running back should be here, and then we just check the speed option. We go score a touchdown. Like anyway. But now that we've flipped the play, life becomes really difficult, right? So if this was the case, that's the first guy there. He needs to be unblocked. This is we just don't want to be calling speed options to this side. This is this is just tough. Yeah. Anyway, so we passed the ball. That's good. Let's look about this play. I don't know why I'm going through video during this playbook concept thing. So here we have the opportunity for the speed option, right? It should have worked really well, but it didn't, because we blocked the guy who should have been unblocked. Right? So we need a pin, pull, and with the rules that I just explained, it should make sense now that it's this guy that needs to be blocked. Right? Pin him. You guys all block on the backside, do you think? I shouldn't show this. Because something's going to happen down here. Now you're not even going to watch what's happening because you know something's going to happen down here. And let's see what happens. We're going to pause right here. And that's it. We're not going to go further in the video. This guy should be unblocked. This guy should be blocked. This definitely shouldn't have happened. But anyway. So scheme-wise, the block is here. The next block comes around and takes the Mike linebacker, which we should have called as 0. And then we option to him. Right, so he comes up to the quarterback, we pitch the ball to the running back, ooh, gone, one-on-one, does his thing. Right, and he's one-on-one, should be with the safety, who's a long way away. Right, so we that's how that concept works in that play. I know this is kind of mute going through this with, have we already shown this play? No, we haven't. So again, now, we have a great opportunity for speed option. There is only one defender here who's not really assigned to anything. All the other defenders are over there. Pin here. We've called him as 0, so we go around and we block him off. So these two guys are done. Block him, and then speed option right off that guy. Right? Safety will become an issue, but if you're still holding the ball and he's not really kind of working hard, well, yeah. If it's our defense, he'll work the pitchman, right? Versus our defense, these two people on this side of the formation, their job is to take out the quarterback in the speed option. And these two people, it's their job to take the pitchman. So technically, our defense really shouldn't struggle with the speed option, but it happens. So we have the pass play here. So we have only You're 3-on-3 defending. I don't know where I'm. Oh, probably because there's no speed option call. Yeah, corner is going pretty slow. So there's. Yeah, I'd say that the. Oh, okay. That's right. Through to where he was, not where he was going. But that was a good read. That's okay to throw that. That corner was really not getting deep, and there was no safety. So that's the right read. Throw to that guy. This H should be. There's this. We can't go up and cut and change. It needs to be kind of a straight line. Right, inside release. Also backside guy open. It's tough to see the backside guy. We all have the signal for the backside guy. That if we think, look, he's got inside leverage, he looks like he's going to get the ball right away. Like, say the corner is, I'm making this video too long for you guys. But again, you can pause. Say it's this, right, and there's just all this space there. We'll have a signal. The signal might be you grabbing your helmet, your face mask, or whatever. It's just, you're going to just bail the inside, right, and we're just going to throw you the ball straight away. Bang. And it needs to be where he's going, not to where he was, because then if it goes to where he was, throwing straight at the corner, it's interception. So there's that. I think I'm recording this at FVL, so this video should be somewhat viewable. Yeah, I don't know why we're sinking down and cutting. Let's see if a different set of people. Looking at this, pre-snap. Speed options on. Oh, look at this dude trying to do push-ups as soon as on this video. Pin, pull. Need to block the Mike linebacker, and then we have one-on-one versus this guy. Now, if we're 24, I guess. Let's just skip the part where I just have a heart attack there. I didn't want to show that, that's for sure. So now, see, because we didn't make the call for 24, the pin and pull is going in the wrong direction. And if the pin and pull is going in the wrong direction, the fold block, gut block, I don't know what coach is calling it, but it's fold block in our book. The D lineman is coming straight into this gap, and the D lineman is to the outside. So this is death, right? And then even if this guy comes up and blocks the Mike linebacker, and you as a quarterback run up this way, this guy's going to kill you. Right? So that's 24 read to that side. Bad. Right? It's not bad if we make sure you tell the offensive line. The offensive line need to know the play, and that's the quarterback's business. You need to tell the quarterback what the play is. Sorry, you need to tell the offensive line what the play is, and it has to be the right play. You can't say, oh, I'm 18 lead, and you're actually running speed option. You can't do that. But we didn't have a bounce call at scrimmage, so that hurt you guys. So we need to bounce, and then call the right play. So the offensive line knows what you're doing. So that was just a broken play there. There is again with the playbook, this linebacker being close might be an issue, which means we need to get the H further out. We'll get to that when we get to that. Who was that? Hang on. Who the fuck is this? Okay, that looks worse. That looked worse than what I thought it was. I thought you were trying to break his knee there, not just make a tackle. Sorry, I swore then. I thought there was something far more malicious going on than what was happening. We don't want to attack people's knees unnecessarily at training. That is not what happened. He was just trying to make a tackle. But yeah, we want to be safe. So this drifting out to the outside, we don't want that. So now we're looking at this. We look at this defense. We do not want to run to the left, right? 1, 2. Speed option is 1 and 2. He will take the quarterback. He will take the pitch man. We get nothing. This alignment, maybe we want to just shoot up inside of that. So maybe that's that read where we're like, hey, we just want you to shoot inside and I'm going to throw you the ball. So there's a possibility for that part of our offense that we haven't introduced yet, the hot read. We don't really have an inside release in the H. Looks like it's man. So we haven't given ourselves enough space to the sideline for the out. Right, but what we can do is we can audible that to the smash. Probably wouldn't though. But if we look at the numbers and the alignment of the defense, well, I guess you won't get this in this empty space right there. You won't get that in 11 man. Pin, pull, block, probably block whoever else is out there. And then there's no one else, right? So then he comes across. He's no one to block for a while. There's a quarterback running the ball here. So what are the two good plays to run here? 24 would be, 24. So if there was an end there and a tackle to the inside, we would run the 24 right up through that gap. Or we go 18 lead. So we have the numbers advantage on this side of the field. So we want to take that. And judging by kind of what's happening, I probably, wouldn't pass. But hey, we did call it. Well, there you go. So we called the right play, as suggested, and we made a whole bunch of yards. That's good, isn't it? Same deal. Exact same thing happening here, so it should be 24 or 18. Tackle. Should I look at some more video? Anyone? Anyone want to look at some more video? Is that video? That is video. Let's look at some more video. This is going to be hell to upload now that I'm just making this go longer and longer. Yeah, right call, except bad block. Well, okay. This is the thing, right? We need to tell our offensive line that it is 18 lead. Oh, sorry, speed option. Here's the thing about the speed option. This is the number one guy to the outside. So though that's the number one defensive end, make sure that you still block him and then block the 0. Call him 0, 0, 0. So, the combination's there. Block up there. We would have the end here. This linebacker would probably be there. And then we would have, actually, if that linebacker was there and there was an end, then this guy would be blocking him and we'd be calling him the 0. I shouldn't have shown you this video when I know you're transitioning into 8-man. 11-man. Oh, it definitely should be 24 or 18. Yeah, we didn't. Offensive line didn't know what they're doing. Got to block. So it's funny how if you don't block, that person makes a tackle. It's one of those, it's life's great mysteries. If you let him make the tackle, he will make the tackle. Let's not be critical. Yeah, we should be passing or calling 24 or 18. Oh, yeah, probably should have thrown to anyone. Yeah, we don't want to be working too far over to the backside. We want it to be more straight. So if you look at this here, how it's going like that, we want it more straight up. This one, better. Right, because now we're running into, we just put an additional defender. So look at that right there. So he's open, but now we are bringing another defender to him. Got to get the pocket. Pocket would help. Skip that play. Don't even know what's happening. Don't want speed option. 18 leads, good. 24 options, good. Passings, good. Definitely pass is good. And that was smash. Same sort of deal. So it's tic-tac-toe sort of thing. Kinda. Not sure if I've missed anything. I'm sure I have. But again, this was supposed to be a quick concept video. But just going over those plays and how they operate. I have a feeling I've missed something to do with alignments. Like I could probably talk about what we do here. So say if we're running speed option to the left, this thing, we know we're not blocking him. You would release straight up, you would down block here, you would down block here, you would down block here, you would pull all the way around, and you would be looking for that guy. Right? Calling that might be difficult. Say we have different alignment again. As soon as I can fix this up. It's a long play. But the guy who's we're probably speed optioning is probably all the way over there. I'll go like that to make that linebacker look like he's more of a threat. Let's just do that so I can reiterate the point. There's a guy on the backside for all these linemen, so they're going to backside block, down block. It's going to pull, go all the way around. Because there is a combo, right, you guys are combining. You need to know that you're looking up to the next level. Find who that guy is, remember his number, or keep your eyes on him as you pull, which might be a little risky, and find him again. Boom, 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 find him again, kill him. Back block, work up to the next level. Speed option off him. Mother truck and kill that guy. So versus cover 11, one safety, speed option good, right? Should be good. So say we get this. Right? We can call. This becomes a little bit tricky because so this guy's inside. Hopefully you're instantly like speed option. Yeah, no problem. We'll just get this guy to work up. Bang. Take him. So as the tackle, you want to count who is the first guy outside of you, and then look at the next guy inside of you. If he happens to be inside of you on the line, then you block him. If he's not, right, he's a 0. So this would be like a 30 alignment. So that's a 3 tech here, and because he's back, he's a 30. If I bring up this picture, oh no, I don't know what I've done. What have I done? Let's say no to that. If I bring this up, right, if there is a linebacker and he is head up over the tackle, he is a 40.